As the COVID-19 pandemic leaves many school plans still up in the air, as we've been talking about all morning long, many families are now seeking other alternatives. Homeschooling at the top of the list, but experts say there are some things parents should consider before fully committing to this very option. Joining us right now is the executive director of the National Homeschool Association, J. Allen Weston, to tell us more. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
So let's get to it this morning. This has been the topic of the morning. Some parents are opting for homeschooling now instead of sending their kids back to school in September with this half remote learning, half in-person learning. So what would homeschooling look like?
Well, what parents need to understand first off is that real homeschooling is a mindset. It's a lifestyle. It's using all of the resources that are available to you to turn them into learning opportunities. It's not confined to textbooks and worksheets, and it's a very different thing than doing schooling at home. So once parents understand that they're really not doing homeschooling at this point, then they can start to do a real
Right.
comparison as to what they need to be
So when
looking
you
at.
say real homeschooling, what does that involve? Is it extra work from parents, such as getting some training on, are they the actual educator, or is there somebody who is Skyping in or FaceTiming in to teach?
Well, uh, homeschooling parents use all sorts of different resources that might involve uh, some online learning classes in front of the screen, but that's usually only a small portion of it. There's also access to uh, online resources, which are textbook sort of things, worksheets, all sorts of different information that can come from meetup groups that parents go to on a regular basis in the parks or wherever it is that they choose to meet up. There's all sorts of different
Yeah.
resources, and just going to the grocery store with your kids can be a terrific learning experience. You pull a can of soup off of the shelf and you look at the label on the back and see what's in it. You start to discuss about nutrition or about chemistry. Uh, then you go down the street and you visit a couple of other stores and
Right.
you pick out some things and talk about those. So really homeschooling is much more organic. It's not sitting in front of a screen all day.
hmm
It's something that up until 100 years ago, that's all people did, is it
It
was
is.
homeschooling. It was only at that point when they decided that the kids needed to go sit in a
Right.
classroom all day.
So I understand there's been this increase in people calling you and emails as well, asking what to do. So what are the top questions you're receiving right now about this from a parent?
Well, most of them are just saying help. We don't know what we're going to do here at this point. Half of them are saying they will not send their kids back to school if they're forced to wear a mask, and the other half are saying that they won't send their kids back if
Yeah.
they are not forced to wear a mask. So one way or the other, it looks like a lot of people are going to be doing
And
at least schooling at home.
yeah, let me ask you
We
this
try
real
and
quick
encourage.
before we're running out of time. Let me ask you this last question here. Is there, I guess, a metric to see how kids homeschooled versus kids who get a learning via remote or in classroom in terms of, their academic success? Is there a metric?
Well, yeah, there's been lots of studies that have shown that homeschoolers have performed across the board in just about every subject at the 80 and 90 percentile levels, where the average for the public school kids, of course, this is 50%. So almost without exception, homeschoolers do better almost in everything.
Understood. J. Allen Weston, thank you for your time this morning and shedding some light on this issue. It's a topic that I think a lot of parents are trying to weigh as they head into September, so appreciate your time.
Sure, no problem at all. Okay, bye-bye.